Good Sunday morning, the 23rd of March. Look, the town fixed my mom's lawn. Shout out to the town, thank you. Apparently they fixed it last week while I was gone. Because yes, I got a head cold going on or something. I just got home from last night from my week trip that I take in March, me and a buddy, to Myrtle Beach golfing. So don't forget, this coming Friday, which is what, the 28th of March? I'm gonna look so I don't get it wrong. Actually, I think it's it's Friday the 28th. Jimmy and I are doing our live stream, 7 p.m. Eastern. Actually, I think it's because the week before I left, I had a sinus infection. So I got on antibiotics for 10 days. And the pollen down there the last 2-3 days was horrid. So I think that's part of it. I mean, you could literally see, it's like clouds of pollen going across the golf course. If you hit a pine tree with your ball, which you're not supposed to because, you know, that means you hit it in a bad spot, but hey, shit happens. Clouds of pollen would come flying off. You wake up in the morning, you go out to the parking lot from the condo, and the truck is just covered in yellow. Oh. So I'm glad to be home, not breathing that anymore. But anyways, thought I'd do this video, because I haven't done one in a while, obviously, to let everybody know it's me, I'm alive, because apparently there was somebody else, I think their first name was Brian, don't quote me, but I had a number of people who were contacting me, trying to contact Barb, because apparently this person also went by the Grumpy Farmer on social media. I don't know if they had a YouTube or Facebook, Instagram. I don't know what their Grumpy Farmer was, but apparently that person passed away. So a shit ton of people thought I passed away. And it's actually kind of funny when you get a message from somebody, you know, like direct messaging me on Instagram, wanting to know if I'm alive. So yes, I'm alive. It wasn't me who passed away. So I guess during one of Wes's One Lonely Farmer's live stream, somebody mentioned it to him. Jeff was telling me, and you know, people were going back and forth whether or not I died. Jeff set him straight because he had been talking to me. So, but yes, I'm alive. So I haven't died yet. So I'm not going to do a lot on this video, but I am going to do. I'm going to piss you off, probably, Dave Helmer, but you know, I enjoyed our banter back and forth in our emails. Dave's, I think you said 79-year-old Canadian. Don't quote me. I'm not sure I got the age right. But I put my email in my bio, you know, in my description of videos. I don't mind people sending me stuff, but my emails are starting to send your stuff to junk, Dave, because you send so many. I'm in the shop right now. It's a little afternoon, because I brought my golf clubs over and all that. I slept in this morning because 13-hour drive. Yeah, we were tired. Or I was tired. I imagine my buddy Timmy was too when he got home last night. This morning's email you sent me, they sent to junk. They seem to be sending a lot of your emails to junk. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not even reading them anymore, a lot of them, because, you know, it's a little much. So here's what I'm getting at, okay? That flag right there that Ron sent me, I still believe in that flag. I have nothing against you Canadians. I think we're in this, you know, whole thing together. The trade war will be what it'll be. I give you credit, Dave, because, you know, you're proud of your country. You're proud of being a Canadian. Everybody should be proud of their country. I'm proud of being an American citizen. I can't stand when these illegals come over here and we see them burning the American flag on the streets and waving their flag of the country they came from. Why the fuck did you come here? Get the fuck out then, you know? Or is it because you're pissed off now because Trump's not gonna, you know, hand you everything like the Biden administration was gonna do? Give you the free ride and whatnot. Oh, boy. I'm hoping the sinuses get cleaned out in the next few days. But, you know, when you're sending me in one email, 6 different YouTube clips to go watch of Canadians who have written songs about, you know, how great Canada is. I never said Canada wasn't great. Like I said, I believe in that flag that was sent to me. But one of the last things I did say to you when I replied back before I went on my trip was, didn't Trudeau just do another Australia on you and another gun grab and whatnot? We have a thing called the Second Amendment. That's what makes our country great, in my opinion. Yes, the libtards try and take that away from us, but they're not successful because we have a thing called the Constitution. Then there's this thing called the First Amendment, which, you know, ScrewTube and other of these shit platforms try and take away from us, but not really successfully. How much of a First Amendment do you have in Canada? Ask your truckers what they feel about that when they had their bank accounts seized, their assets seized, you know, their trucks seized and all that shit. It cracks me up how there's people in this country and other countries who think Trump, you know, we hear the word fascist and dictator and all this, when Trump is trying to give us back our freedoms, basically. Less government control, less regulations. So who's the true dictator? I see your new prime minister or whatever. The past week, obviously 8 days, I haven't paid much attention to anything because I was enjoying playing golf and enjoying 75-degree weather, by the way. It was 28 when I got home last night. So isn't your new leader even more of a libtard from what I've heard? And when it comes to talking about tariffs and all this, isn't your own country there, Canada, tariffing you with what they call the carbon tax? And this new dude says, we can't fight climate change unless we're zero emissions. Aren't they going to raise your carbon tax here pretty soon? So who's the dictator? Is it Trump? Or is it the Prime Minister of Canada? Or how about China? Are they led by a dictator? I think so. How about Russia? How about Ukraine? You know, he did away with elections and all that stuff, and now it's state-run media, you know, no private media, because they don't want, you know, the truth to be told what's going on over there. Geez, I seem to remember that we had an election during a world war here in this country. You don't really need to shut down elections. Isn't that kind of dictatorship like? Anybody remember the name of some people called, what was it, Castro in Cuba? Yeah, was that free leadership or was that a dictator? Carl, if you're watching this, how about in Brazil? Wasn't that election just a little bit on the stinky side here recently? Let's see, Venezuela. I can go on and on about true dictatorships, but yet the word dictatorship is thrown around by the liberals and the Democrats here in the United States, that Trump is a dictator. You got Chuck Schumer out there literally on the libtard channels talking about going into the red area, you know, the Republican areas, and forcing people to change their votes. They need to start voting for that. I mean, dictatorship. Okay, yeah, Trump's a dictator. Look, I don't know what's going to happen with the whole tariff thing. Some of you that are uneducated haters love to leave comments about, well, what do you think of your grain prices now over the dictator? Well, considering I tell you what I'm selling things for, and back in October, who was president? Oh yeah, Biden. Hell, back in August, September, when I sold the last of the corn I had to empty the bins to be ready for harvest, and I was getting $3.50 to $3.70 a bushel, and the 3 loads of corn I sold not last week, because I was gone last week, the week before I left, I got $4.60 a bushel for. I don't know. I guess the tariffs are killing me because I'm getting $1 a bushel more. 2 days before I left, 2 or 3 days before I left, they delivered my anhydrous, $645 a ton. Yep. Oh, your anhydrous coming out of Canada, it's gonna go sky high. Potash. I mean, stop, okay? Stop telling me how the tariffs are killing me when I'm writing the fucking check for the things I'm getting that's not killing me. And I'm selling my grain for at least $1 a bushel more than I did last year, than I did 6, 8, 9 months ago. But you're telling me how the tariffs are killing me. I think the tariffs war will figure themselves out. I still back Trump on them, okay? Because let's be honest, some of you might get pissed off with it about this. And Dave Helmer, I will say, a lot of your, you sent one thing that how all of Canada is now united. You might want to go through the comments on some of my previous videos, because a lot of you from Canada aren't real pleased with what's going on up there. And, you're 1/16 of the economy of the United States. Your economy is 1/16 of the United States economy. If Trump wants to push this far enough, it's going to hurt you worse than it will hurt us. I'm not saying it's not going to hurt us, but it's going to hurt Canada worse, whether you want to agree with that or not. And like I said, love your country. I agree. And we should be that right there. But I don't know. It'll all be over with sooner or later, but I'm tired of the United States always having to be big brother to everybody. We should pay the most to NATO. Whenever somebody needs money, look at Ukraine. They come to us. Whenever somebody needs military help, where do they go? They come to us. Although I will laugh, I saw an Instagram post from Joy Reid, her and Don Lemon talking. The two that don't have jobs anymore because their ratings were so horrible on libtard MSNBC that they got rid of them. How Canada beat us in a war in 18 whatever it was, or 17 something or other, I don't know. She says, if we try to take Canada as a 51st state, we'll have to go to war to do it. Well, first of all, that's just Trump doing this. Canada's not going to be if you wanted to be, I'm sure the United States would accept you. I hear your leader in Alberta, because I'm confused with your government, with all your provinces and different leaders here and there. I heard the Alberta dude wants to come down and discuss making Alberta a 51st state. And a lot of you in the comments would love to come down. But anyways, it's never going to happen. But Joy Reid says if the United States wants Canada as a 51st state, they're going to have to go to war, and Canada will beat us. Okay, my Canadian friends, it's never going to happen, but let's hope it doesn't, because other than a push-the-button war, nuclear, even after the last 4 years of dealing with the woke shit that we've dealt with in this country, as far as our military goes, I honestly don't think any other country is going to kick the United States ass in a military, an all-out military war, which is why we're always big brother and everybody wants us to have our troops stationed all around the world to help protect them when something happens. I'm just saying, I agree with Trump to the extent that the United States has been big brother for too long. Should we continue to be big brother to a certain extent? Yes. But you know what? It's time for everybody else to pay their fair share to NATO, to everything else, to Ukraine and every place else. Why is it just us? So as far as the tariffs go, that has a lot to do with it. And I'm for Trump's tariffs. I'm just going to put it out there like that. You want to fucking hate me? I know the haters will hate me for it, which whatever. Fuck you. So, but, it's like price of gas. Before we left, the national price of gas was $3.03 a gallon, which is the lowest it's been since back when Trump left office and Biden first took over. What was it when Trump left? 220 something or other. And then, of course, we all saw what it did under Biden. I've had some people in comments say, well, what did Biden do to affect the gas prices go up? Hello? He closed down the Keystone Pipeline day fucking one. Okay, same with you people that want to argue about the oil thing. Yes, Canada, you send us oil. We send the large majority of it back. A lot of the oil you send us is that heavy sands oil or whatever, because we have the ability to fucking refine it and whatnot. Somebody messaged me about the whole electricity thing. Canada's going to turn your electricity off. First of all, it'll never happen. Second of all, New York State gets like I looked it up. It's less than 5%, 4.8% of its electricity from Canada, and we don't have to. But we do because, it's kind of one of those neighborly things, because it helps Canada to get rid of it, and it helps the northern part of the United States in the Northeast some, but we don't need to. We can produce enough of our own electricity to do it. But when the libtard stations, MSNBC, CNN, all them, come out with that, some of y'all jumped right on board that, New York, the Northeast, Michigan, places like that, they're going to be blacked out because Canada is going to shut down their electricity. So if all these things that Canada sells us, they decide not to, where are you going to get that money from? Hello? Your economy is 1/16 of ours. I'm not trying to be an asshole to my fellow Canadians. I'm just saying. And Dave, I'm not trying to be an asshole to you. I'm glad you love your country. But holy fuck, I don't need to look up 6 songs on YouTube of Canadians that made songs about how they love Canada and apparently, I'm going to assume, hate the United States. I don't know because I didn't look them up. So I'm just saying, it is what it is. See you on Friday. Oh, wait, I forgot. One more thing. I got to be the t-shirt grifter. I haven't been around in a while. Go to the Grumpy Farmer Apparel link. Grab the new t-shirt. I wore it down South Carolina. Of course, most people you see down, you start getting south are pretty conservative. So, yeah, get the new t-shirt. Go check it out. It's on the Grumpy Farmer Apparel link. Now we'll see you on Friday. All right, I got a second more thing for you. Obviously, I'm at the house, as you can tell. It's almost 7:30, so it's getting dark, but I just got done talking with my friend, old Marvin Riker, the 96-year-old farmer from Illinois, and I want you all to have Marvin in your prayers, because Marvin's in the hospital, and he said they were going to be sending him home in the next day or two, and Marvin's probably going to be, going to the afterlife here sooner than later, unfortunately. So Marvin, if you're still here to see this video when it comes out in a few days, I just want you to know that I've really enjoyed our time, getting to know each other. You reaching out to me after watching these YouTube videos and wanting to get to know me. So I've really enjoyed our conversations. So hang in there, Marvin.